It's like when Patrick Swayze died. That was a bummer.
Oh man, holy shit! Good segue, buddy. From Death to Roadhouse. Our assigned movie was Roadhouse. Yeah, I mean,
Did anybody watch Roadhouse this week? Well done.
Well, you know my rule, Jeff, when doing a show.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Until
it's time not to be nice.
It's time to be not nice. How do they word that? It doesn't come off right. Roadhouse. Be nice. Until it's time.
Roadhouse, which I've never seen, is one of the few. It's crazy. It's weird that it slipped through my cracks, but I think the reason it did is the same reason it's so fascinating. There's still a couple Beavises and Buttheads chuckling at slipping through my cracks. Get a hold of yourselves. I tried to push past it. You guys gotta help me out. The show will be 3 hours long. It's a show that kind of falls between the quantum definitions of a lot of the things that we use to define a movie. Like, is it a good movie or a bad movie? Is it an action movie or a drama? Is it like it's very odd. The only thing you know for sure is it's a vehicle for this debonair young starlet, Patrick. What's his name? Swayze.
Yeah, he's a star.
Well, I mean, it's a very one of
his hair says starlet, but his muscles say star.
One of the things that's very charming about it is it has this very, very kind of uplifting message to it. Like, he's a guy that likes to be nice, as he says. Like, it's also like as a 21st century progressive, like, you have to be behind the movie because it's the gayest movie you've ever seen. Like, but it's kind of like dishonestly gay, I guess, because it's like sort of saying like, this is a very manly movie. It's not a gay movie at all. So is that a crime or is that actually a heroic move?
I don't know. It's kind of motific, like in 80s films, like Top Gun is notoriously really fruity.
Yeah. I mean, the manliest stuff back then, I guess.
As you said like that, who's the woman? Kelly, what's her name? Kelly Lynch. Was it Chris McKenna who said last night? Yeah, she's a vestigial. Oh, was it you? She's a vestigial female character.
Yeah. She's just there to like go through the motions. It's almost like even the hair and makeup people on the set of the movie were like, well, whatever. What are we doing here? Let's talk about Patrick's peach Izod shirt, and how tucked in it should be.
There is a scene when in Roadhouse, if you guys will recall, when Patrick Swayze is doing Tai Chi. I'm assuming Tai Chi.
I wanted to talk about this.
He's certainly doing katas or whatever, and he's there along the riverbank, and he's moved in on the world's best apartment in a barn. It's a beautiful Soho loft in a barn in Kansas, or wherever they are. Or Missouri? Are they Missouri?
Kansas, somewhere outside Kansas.
City, Missouri? Yeah.
Kansas City is split.
That river might be the Mississippi. Between the barn and Ben Gazzara's house might be the Mississippi.
It's a metaphorical river. I mean, but I don't know what it's a metaphor for.
It's the River Jordan.
I think it's narrative laziness. It's the old man river.
Because he goes to buy an apartment and he's driving down the road in his car and he buys a shitty car because he doesn't want his Benz to get fucked up because he knows his car will get fucked up. And he buys a shitty car and there's a wistful drive down a country lane. And it's just him going apartment shopping, and he goes to a barn, and it's this beautiful apartment inside with a great big window, which, of course, someone's going to go through because it's Roadhouse. Right? There's going to be a fire, and every window must get gone through. It's fenestration at all times. And across the river is Ben Gazzara's mansion, which is hilarious.
That is the weirdest thing. Like he moves in. It's like if Luke Skywalker, after Mos Eisley, they're like if Han Solo's like, well, first things first, let's find an apartment, and they got one across from the Death Star. Like, what's that? What's that moon over there? That's no moon. That's our neighbor.
You're Death Star adjacent. And so he's doing Tai Chi and he's well oiled and it's either sunrise or sunset, but the lighting is great. And then Ben Gazzara goes by in an ATV and he gives him a smile like, And who's the guy? Who's the club owner that hires Dalton at the beginning?
I don't know who that actor is, but
anyone know the actor's name?
We gotta
John Locke's dad from Lost. Yeah.
Wow. John Locke's dad from Lost.
John Locke's dad from Lost.
All right. Because he is all his. The stakes for that guy is simply, can I have muscular men around me at all times?
He loves Patrick Swayze. He even loves some of the bad guys. He's so conflicted and there's so much gay energy, but it's not. It's like it's proudly gay, and yet I think that in the
anytime
80s,
a girl gets up on the table and starts taking her shirt off, like, hey, get down.
Yeah,
Get off the
and
table.
it's like Patrick Swayze only drinks coffee, and he just doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink, and any naked women, he just shakes his head and like the
Bad business.
Yeah, well,
bad business.
But also, like, I don't think he gets it. He's like, naked women, what? What will they think of next? But the scene that Jeff's describing, because I wanted to talk about this particularly. If we talk about nothing else, because you guys are, majority of the audience, I want you to watch this movie and get out your little GIF programs. I want to see, somebody's got to make a GIF of this, an animated GIF of the part of Roadhouse where Patrick Swayze is doing Tai Chi in the morning on the bank of the river that lies betwixt him and the villain, and then it cuts to. It's just a lot of coverage of Patrick Swayze doing Tai Chi, and then the villain is out drinking like mimosas or something, and is watching him, and the expression on his face is just like,
yeah,
I'll be.
That's right. When he's doing Tai Chi, he's on the veranda watching him, and he's been watching when he's fucking Kelly Lynch. That's when he's on the ATV, and he sees them. He pulls up, and he's watching them fuck. Right.
Right. Well, it's the other way around. You got it right the first time.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tai Chi, he's on the ATV.
Yes.
And when they're fucking, he's on the veranda.
Okay, so the bad guy's doing a drive-by on his four-wheeler and is watching his nemesis do Tai Chi
One
with his
thing's
shirt
for
off.
certain, anytime Patrick Swayze takes his shirt off, there's a guy regarding him.
Two guys in this case. Then it cuts to his landlord, and it becomes like a hee-haw sketch. Where his landlord is like watching him going, I'll be darned. Like it's so weird and joyful. It's got a very joyful energy. It reminds me a lot of Xanadu, and that you can't, like, what genre of movie is this? All you really know is that someone somewhere along this weird pipeline was having so much fun that it almost didn't get contaminated by the entire movie-making process. But of course, story structure, character arcs, logic, all none of that's there. But the joy is still in the final cup of what you drink. And because this movie from the outset takes place in a world where bar bouncing is a high-stakes, dramatic business with all kinds of codes and counter codes, and like it's possible to be a sellout bouncer, or a bouncer with integrity, and I guess in that age.
But then we find out very subtly and very slowly that the reason why he's all about being nice and playing by the rules is because he ripped a man's throat out.
Yeah, once.
He had killed a man by ripping his throat out, and then he does it again.
Right.
And he almost does it a third time. He does the three-finger claw thing, and he's going to rip another throat out.
There's also a Dead Poets Society moment with shotguns. It's like exactly in the third act. There's a moment where it's identical to the end of Dead Poets Society. Only instead of standing on desks, people pull out shotguns. And then, it's a weird movie. It takes place in a weird world, and I more than 3 times called out in a falsetto voice, "I'm gonna die!" Which is a sign of a great movie
Well,
experience.
for my money, I have to start with Sam Elliott, because Sam Elliott's hair in this is really. Sam Elliott enters the movie in like an hour into the movie, or 45 minutes in. He comes in late.
Yeah.
But for my money, that's when the movie begins.
Is Jason McCarris here? Yeah. Jason, can you come up for a second? Jason is a friend who came to the show tonight, and he texted me. That's pretty hesitant applause.
Jason McCarris, everybody.
Thank you. Can I mention
Jason is a pedophile, and he wants. Why did you applaud like that? That's what their first round of applause was. Maybe he's a pedophile. We don't know. You texted me right before you came to the show. You said that for some reason you were on the set of Roadhouse.
I was. And I just wanted to mention with the gay through line thing, and you were mentioning the claw and ripping out the throat and everything, that the guy he's fighting with actually says to him, "I used to fuck guys like you in prison."
Yeah, that's the line. That's the line.
What's going on there? Who's the
That's
winner on that
called
one?
burying the lead. Because that line happens almost on the 5th to last page.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I used to fuck like guys like you in prison.
But honest, and it's like I was like, wow, Patrick Swayze, he's a very charming guy, but he's not like I mean, I didn't remember him as being like. you know, like we didn't go like, oh, that guy, he's. I mean, and I'm not even insinuating that Patrick Swayze, the human being, was. I don't care if he was in or out of the closet or around it or whatever. Their actors are all crazy. Whatever floats their boat, they all fuck fish and children or whatever. I mean, it's an insane job. They lie for a living to themselves and to God. So the good ones are good and the bad ones are bad. And sometimes you find out, oh, he likes to put his dick in a flower. Who cares? But I'm just saying the on-screen icon that is Patrick Swayze. He was like we
just taken place because Dirty Dancing came out like right before that,
and we checked Ghost after we watched this because we were like, "Is this a thing?" And I watched Ghost, and he was like shot very differently and acting very differently. Like Roadhouse almost seemed like he specifically to get into character. He kind of had a sort of sachet to him, and I don't know, maybe that's the director's fault. You mentioned
that because I did say I was on the set. I just moved to California from Connecticut and was movie nut. And it was the first time I ever saw a set. And I've never been on a set before. And it was the Double Deuce. It was a facade, complete facade. Like the front of the Double Deuce.
It's not real?
No! I had to, spoiler alert. But from behind, it's just like all boards. And from the front, it really looked like a place. And like on like a Sunday, I was there alone and just kind of like in this glory of being on a movie set. And there's like a security guard who must have been hired just to stay there 24/7. Like, yeah, kid, get out of here. And kick me out. And then we came back another night, the whole family, like my mom, dad, sister, and I, and we were kind of watching them with the lights and everything. And out comes Patrick Swayze. And I remember my mother being very disappointed that he didn't look quite like he did on screen. He was just kind of like hunched when the cameras weren't rolling, and he had a limp. Because I guess he had like a horrible football injury when he was a kid or something.
Huh.
And it just affected him like all through his life.
And there's a million Swayze children, all of whom look vaguely like Patrick Swayze, and all of whom are in Roadhouse, but not prominently on camera, lest you go, what the fuck's going on? Because they all look a lot like Patrick Swayze.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I thought we were joking about that.
No. There's Patrick Swayze's got a handful of brothers.
Yeah, because there's 5 people in that movie that look like kind of like fetal alcohol syndrome Swayze's.
Well, one of them could be his actual brother who shows up every once in a while. They're like, oh, wait, that's not Patrick Swayze, but looks just very much like him.
Yeah. His mom, Patrick Swayze's mom, choreographed a production of Sweet Charity that I was in Simi Valley Community Theater. She taught me to dance.
Do you remember any lyrics from one of your songs?
Here is a man with no dream and no plan till one something night I found Sweet Charity. Oh, what you've done to me.
Look, forget I asked.
I just when did comptrolling change? It became about sabotage. I thought you were really interested.
I thought you commit to it at least.
Thanks for coming up, Jason.
I'll excuse myself.
So when you say you were on the set, you just mean you actually like...
I was there, watching them shoot, and they came up and were looking for extras, and they kind of pointed at my mother and said, hey, come here. And she just didn't think it was her, so she had her chance to be in the movie and blew it. Blew it. Sorry, Mom.
Where was that shot?
Valencia.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Jason McCarris, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for... All right. Roadhouse.
I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to shut you down about that.
No, it's okay, man. Just keep the show moving. That's your job, Just keep me feeling good. Keep my confidence up. That's comptrolling.
No, what about the scene when Sam Elliott starts dancing? They're out all night long, and they go to a diner.
And he starts dancing with Patrick Swayze's date.
Yeah,
his girlfriend.
And he's got his hand around her neck, and he just
keeps it. Yeah, he's like it's rampant cock blocking, like it's just an all-out assault. He's just like whispering in her ear, and he says things to Patrick Swayze like, "Boy, I sure wish that." If she wasn't fucking you, I'd try everything I could to get her to fuck me.
That girl's got entirely too many brains to have an ass like that.
It's pretty weird that he's a good guy. It's odd.